Welcome, welcome. How is everybody doing today? I am gonna remove this and go like, oh yeah, oh yeah. We've got the beacon. We've got the beacon. Ta-da! I'm dancing in the back because I was just wondering, I was just saying, maybe I'll just put some shades on, have a little bit more of a beacon, representation here. And I'm happy. Welcome everybody to day 2. I'm gonna take this off because you can see the screen on my computer. Anyways, I'm really excited. I'm dancing. I'm dancing. I'm dancing. Y'all must love this. If you're here, say hello, good morning in the chat so we can welcome each and every one of you. Welcome to day 2 of Grow Smarter, Be a Beacon, LPL Fall Summit 2021. All right, everybody, I'm going to have our beacon kick this off, so I'm bringing her right on. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, boom. Hey, good morning. See, she's dancing. Y'all should take some of these screenshots, right? Because we're just like having a great time, and we're just I have somebody else coming up on the stage. I'm going to bring her out so she can dance along. Here we go. Here we go. Y'all have hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. All right, Davia, I'm going to let you do your thing. Everybody's going to like, Zaf, did you have coffee yet? No. But this comes naturally. So, all right, Davia, you're on. Elizabeth, I'll see you in a bit. You're muted.
We can't have our beacons being muted, can we?
No.
That's not acceptable. Let's shine those beacons bright, everybody. Good morning. I hope you've all been the bacon and you've had your breakfast and you've gravied your biscuits and you've done all the things. And now you're ready to stop being the bacon and ready to be the beacon. Awesome! So excited. Oh my goodness, what a wonderful day we had yesterday. Seriously. I was in the background watching along with all y'all, and it was just beautiful. I spent the greater part of yesterday after the session just downloading all the sessions and going through and watching again and seeing all the magic that really showed up for us yesterday. It was truly, truly amazing. And I want to say thank you to all our presenters who showed up and showed out yesterday. They were shining brightly. Am I right? If you think our speakers yesterday were shining brightly, can I have you just drop yes in the chat? Yes, they were doing it. They were doing an absolutely fantastic job. Really, really grateful for every single one of them. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But that was just day 1, guys. We're about to launch into day 2, and day 2, I want it to be pretty practical for all of us. I want us to really drill down and set our intentions, set our plans, make our 90-day plans for the next 90 days so that when we go to work tomorrow, we bring this energy with us and we're ready to hit the ground running and we're ready to be the beacon that we're meant to be. I want to also remind you, just in case we'd forgotten, that we have this amazing book with all these stories of people who are shining their lights, people who are out there being the beacon, being the best, brightest light that they can be. So, may I invite you to please, if you have not as yet, or if you have already, just go and buy the book. Download it on Amazon. Be sure to download the Kindle book. That's number 1. I'm asking 3 things of you. I'm really a demanding person this morning, quite the demanding beacon, if you will. I'm asking you, please, will you download our book? Be the beacon. Please, 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 pretty please. If you go to growsmarter.com/beacon, you can access the book there, or you can just search for it on Amazon. Search for Be the Beacon Anthology, and it'll pop right up. So please download the book. It really does help us to get noticed by other people who might be outside of our circle who might need this information. So you are actually doing a service to the world by downloading this amazing book. So that's number 1 thing. Number 2 thing, and this one is huge, guys. Can you leave us a review? If you download the book, if you've even read a snippet of the book and you like that snippet, I'm not asking anybody to say anything that's not true. Just download the book and put in a review saying, I read paragraph 1 and already it's great. 5 stars. Whatever. You choose what you want to write for your review, but please leave us a 5-star review. If you even want to say this book was the worst book in the world, 5 stars. Just make sure we get 5 stars. That's all. Thing three, may I also invite you to take a picture of maybe yourself, or if you have the book, or just post a picture on Facebook, social media in any format, tag hashtag be the beacon, and share about our baby book with the world, with your world, the people that you have access to. In downloading the book, leaving us a review, and posting about the book on social media, you help us to spread the world about why we all need to be shining our lights as brightly as possible now more than ever. So, thank you guys. That's my ask for today so far. Lots of asks for you today. But before we get started, before we really dive deeply into our intention plan for today, I'd love to invite Elizabeth to just lead us in a little bit of a breathing exercise.
Good morning, everyone. It's wonderful to be with you today. So we're going to breathe together. So let's get settled and take a seat. And let's take a few breaths together. We're going to breathe in through the nose. And then breathe out through the mouth. Breathe in through the nose. And this time, lift the shoulders up. Big breath out through the mouth, dropping the shoulders down. Breathe in through the nose. And breathe out through the mouth. And then let your breath move through you as it wishes. And take a moment to honor everything that you've been through this morning, yesterday, the past week, and all the years of your life. Take a moment to honor that in this moment, because it's brought you here with us today. And let's breathe again, breathing in, gathering all that up. And then breathe it out. And take a moment to come back to your intention. And this intention may be what you set at the opening of our summit, or it may be something you feel called to set as your intention now. Let's bring this into our mind's eye. And then we'll bring this into our body with a breath. And if it feels right to you, on the breath in, you can lift your hands up overhead. And then exhale, bring the hands down to the heart. And feel that intention in your heart as you breathe in and you breathe out. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Thank you for grounding us and getting us in that energy, getting us in the mood for this outstanding day that we have planned to spend together. This is going to be amazing. So, guys, I want to invite you to please let's start blowing up the chat. Let's get that chat going and rumbling. I want to invite you. This is a networking event. As much as we're here learning from each other and that sort of thing, we're also here to connect with each other because it might be an opportunity for you to meet your next best collaboration partner. It might be an opportunity for you to meet your next business bestie. It might be an opportunity for you to make a connection with a mentor, a coach, somebody who can be your best accountability partner. The Really, it's an endless possibility. It's an endless buffet of possibilities, and it's really up to you. So, may I invite you to drop in the chat who you are? It'll be fun for us to know where you're tuning in from. I know we have friends who are tuning in from the UK. We have friends who are tuning in from Texas, California, here in Connecticut. We have friends from the Caribbean. We have friends tuning in from all over except for Australia. So remember, if you have friends who are in Australia, want to welcome them to come join us in Ladies Power Lunch. We want to make sure that that continent is represented for sure. But we want to make sure that we're sharing who we are and what we do. So go ahead and just feel free to drop that information in the chat. I know sometimes when we go to networking things, the chat is reserved for a select few. That is not the case at this event. I don't want you to feel any hesitation. Let's talk to each other. Let's connect with each other. Let's make those really, truly deep, heart centered connections here today. I invite you. The invitation is open. Just go ahead and drop your invitation, information in the chat and your invitation if you'd like to. So, Elizabeth says she's CEO and publisher of Greenheart Living and Greenheart Living Press in Madison, Connecticut. Yes, that's where we are. We're at Retreat House here in Madison, Connecticut. Awesome. I want to ask for a couple of people to just give us some feedback about how the day went for you yesterday. I'd love for you to share with us, what were your biggest takeaways from the program yesterday? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Was there something that really stood out for you? I want to share with you some of the posts that I've been seeing over here in the Ladies Power Lunch Facebook group. And I just need to pull that up because we really got some good feedback from some of our members. I asked the question this morning in the Facebook group, what were your favorite summit takeaways so far? What summit tips would you share with others? And I invite you, just drop in the chat. What was really poignant? What was salient for you? Lynn says, when you shine your light as a beacon, you become your own hero. There still will be shadows. Dance with them. It's okay for them to be there as they are a part of the reflection of your flame, your bonfire. That is so beautiful. I'll just share with you a couple more comments that showed up here. Elizabeth, I'm sorry, April, who is, by the way, one of our outstanding sponsors, and she would have been the sponsor that you remember who gave us our beautiful crystals for the event. She says, I have so many nuggets of wisdom I've gathered from the speakers. I've been writing them down on my little blue flag. So I don't know, do you guys have your blue flag? Do you have all your intentions on your flag? Just, keep waving your flag if something shows up for you during the day that feels like it's really something that you want to put a point on. If it's a hat that you want to put a hat on, just wave your flag. We welcome flag waving here. She says, go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Ask yourself over and over, why is that important? Be comfortable with the uncomfortable. You need to shine your light first. When we step into our own truth, things come up. Just wow. So, those are just a couple of the really fun shares that we got over in our Facebook group today. Certainly feel free to continue sharing your takeaways in that thread as we go through the day. If something else is popping up for you, definitely share it here in the chat. And also, feel free to go over to the Facebook group so that those who were not able to join us can get a little bit of a benefit from that as well. Awesome. Thank you guys for sharing that in the chat. Want to invite Zeph to just hop on here for a second. Zeph, are you here? Where'd you go? We are
I brought
missing
my
one beacon.
smileys with me. I brought
Oh,
my smileys.
awesome.
I brought my smileys. I brought my smileys.
Those are so cute. Oh my goodness.
I just had to make people smile if anybody is in need of some, So there you go.
So cute, just adorable. So let's talk a bit about the platform and the
Yep,
booths that are out there. Tell me a little
absolutely.
bit about what's going on with the booths.
Okay, so in case anybody missed any part of us walking through a little bit of the platform, I'm just going to highlight a few things today. But today I want to focus a little bit on the booth. So as you can see, we're in the lobby right now, but I'm going to shift over to the booth because I wanted to kind of share something and also inspire some of you who have booths at the expo area to do something like this because I think it's great for a virtual event. So what I'm doing with Vendor Shows Live is, so what you can do when you go into the expo booth and visit my booth, and you can go into the chat. I've actually put in a play to win game. I thought, hey, it'll be cool if anyone wants to win. I am giving a $30 value gift back if you do these two things. One, as it says right here, to play, do this. You go to the offers page, download the free offer from Vendor Shows Live, right? And then you come back to this expo booth, which is my expo booth, Vendor Shows Live. And then in the chat there, you put in I want to win. Hashtag I want to win. And guess what? I'll put you in the drawing pool. And on Wednesday, I will go live in the Facebook group Ladies Power Lunch to announce the winner. Woohoo! Right? So I'm inviting anybody who has booth to do something like that, like gamification, if you can do it. It's a great way for people, I think, to invite people to visit your booth. So that's what I've done. So if anybody wants that, come on over, come on over, come on over. I'm going to put Elizabeth on because she's smiling in the back. And what do you think of that, Elizabeth?
Making a game.
Yeah, playing
Yeah,
a game, right?
It's fun.
Yeah.
I think
So,
that's great. So,
yeah.
one other question for you. Are you finding, Zeph, that people are actually using the networking facility that is available on the site, or are people not really realizing how much they can do with that?
Yeah, and I would really encourage again everybody. Let me just leave the session and show you where you can do this. So, right now, the networking feature that we have at the site is basically two things, right? You have the people page, which I really encourage everybody to set up your profile in case you don't know where to do it. You would go right there under to the right of the welcome of your name. There's a pinwheel there. Click there, and then a pop-up comes up, and you can actually edit your bio, your profile. The reason we encourage everybody to do this is so that if somebody comes in and sees your picture, and go like, oh, she sounds interesting. I would love to meet her. So they can do one of two things. If the other person they're trying to connect with is on the site, right? I'm talking on this expo site, you can literally send a chat message to that person. So as you can see right now, as I click Lori's name, Lori is on site. So I can just say to Lori, hello, Lori. Hello, Lori. And then you can send that chat. That's one way of networking and connecting. Or if you find that you want to chat with a person, their person is not online, you can connect with them on their LinkedIn. So you can actually click on their LinkedIn profile. It goes directly to their LinkedIn. Ain't that cool? Right? So I encourage everybody to do that. Then, in case you don't get the opportunity to meet everybody, there's a feature here, that star feature, which is favoriting the people that you would like to meet. So I have Lori here. So what that technically does is you go to your My Contacts icon there in that gray bar, if you click on that, there's a reminder for you who you would like to connect with. Look, I have so many people on my favorite, like my contacts, right? So it gives me the opportunity to come back to the site, which I'm going to put this up right now because we actually have the site open up to October 26th, 3 p.m. for you to come back and just browse through the expo site, take connect with people in the people page, offers right there, claim your attendee offers, and visit those expo booth. And that's basically why I really encourage everybody to do that. And every expo booth, Elizabeth's expo booth, I'm going to use this as an example. There's a chat button, right? So the chat button, a button I really encourage if you actually arrive at someone's booth, say hello, and just so that they know you're there. Hello, Elizabeth. If I can spell her name right. Okay, great. So you can leave them a message. That's a great way of networking and connecting. So I highly encourage that. And the event chat, don't forget, the event chat is event white chat. So whatever you put right here in the event chat, as you can see, everybody's blowing up this day two chat already. So you can go in there and it's like a announcement event chat. So say hello to everybody. This is how I'm encouraging everybody to network. Does that help?
It's perfect. Thank you so much, Seth. You do
Thank you.
that so eloquently. I hope. Guys, I just want to say something to you from my heart to yours. Every day, the universe is bringing us opportunity. Opportunity is around us every step of the way. Even on the days when we feel like we don't know where to turn, we don't know what to do next, your very next best step is right there within your grasp. You just need to be open to seeing it and to taking advantage of it. And I would suggest to you that there are opportunities in the networking. True story. So, if you haven't as yet set up your profile and done all those things, please go ahead and do it. And there are no have tos. You really don't have to do anything. But my suggestion is take advantage of it because you never know. You might be able to find your very next best collaboration partner, your very next best business bestie, maybe somebody to just hold your hand through a tough time. It's all there. Everything you need is in this room. I promise you. And I don't make promises lightly. Those of you who know me well know that I don't. Just to kind of round out this little portion before we dive into the meat of what we want to talk about this morning, I want to share with you my little art project. So, remember, yesterday we had our Grow and Glow kit, which was sent to us by our dear friend Barb Pritchard of Infinity Brand Design. And I invited everybody to please go ahead and decorate your Glow and Grow kit. Post them on our Ladies Power Lunch Facebook group. And when you do, we're going to give a prize for the best one. We're going to vote on the best one and we're going to give a prize for the best one. So I did my homework, guys. And if you did, I hope you did. And I just want some people to give me some feedback. Type awesome in the chat if you think I did a good job. Okay. So I tried to make a little beacon out of my kit. So this is the after, and this is the before. And I know it's really hard to tell, but this is actually supposed to be a lighthouse, right? So this is the little beacon on top, and this is the door. These are the windows. Look, I tried. Okay, guys, I painted it red. I got white paint and painted all the other things. Remember, I'm not an artist. I'm really, really bad at anything arts and crafts. If you asked me to draw a straight line, couldn't do it. So this is a big, huge deal for me. And the fact that I could do it means that you guys can produce some really, really awesome things too. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys create. Go ahead and post a picture of your Glow and Grow kit, all decorated, all beautiful, in the Ladies Power Lunch Facebook group. I'm going to set up a little thread for that, and we're going to vote on which one's the best one. And the person who's the best one is going to win a Ladies Power Lunch Grow Smarter t-shirt. And the t-shirts are fabulous. I have one, so I know they're really great. All right, everybody. I hope, y'all are enjoying the summit so far. And I want to switch gears here and start talking to you a little bit about just some of the pitfalls and traps to avoid when we're really looking to have aligned growth in our business. Because that's what we want to do, right? We're beacons, we're shining our light, we're getting up every day and we're being the best beacon that we can be, the thing that we do every day. It's not just a job, it's a passion. It's really, really a passion. It's something that we believe in. It's something that we're doing because we really feel like it's a calling. If you feel like that's something that resonates with you, type yes in the chat, please. If you feel like, you know what, I am a beacon, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm here for, I've found the thing that is really, really for me, then type yes in the chat, because that means that you found your beacon and you're shining your light in the world. I'm going to share a little behind the scenes story with you guys. So, some of you might know this one already. And if you do, guys, sing along. It's fine. But here's the deal. I shared with you yesterday about how Ladies Power Lunch started, and it was kind of the bright, shiny version of it, and how I was networking and it wasn't working the way I wanted. And I ended up inviting some beautiful women to come hang out with me for lunch, and it turned into this beautiful, amazing, wonderful group of women 8 years later that is multinational, multi talented, a hierarchy that's ready to support each other. And that's true. That's 100% true. But have any of you ever seen that meme on social media where it shows you, like, how we think people go from point A to point B, but how it really goes is there are lots of ups and downs? Well, guys, I'm going to share with you a little bit about my ups and downs, because I'm a doer. I am a recovering workaholic. I learned, and for those of you who've done team sports, you probably learned this too, the hustle. I have one of my very dear friends. We text each other back and forth back in the day, and we text each other a little meme that says, "Every day I'm hustling." Like, seriously, every day we just text each other back and forth this meme to remind us to, hey, stay in the zone, stay in the moment, work hard, do your best, push, pull, stress, strain, make it happen, push it into place, all of that stuff. And that was how I was living my life. And so, I tried to grow my practice in that way, and practice grew. Don't get me wrong, those things, they work to a point. But guess what happened? In all of this pushing and pulling and stressing and straining, it took a toll on me and it took a toll on my body. Some of you might know that I ended up having to close my office for a little while because I ended up with a diagnosis that was autoimmune. And for those of you who've ever suffered from anything that is autoimmune, when you get that diagnosis, it feels like a life sentence. It's like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? This is going to be something that's going to haunt me for the rest of my life. If any of you have ever gotten a diagnosis that really just floored you, type me in the chat, because I know I'm not alone on this. But the thing that I was also reminded of by my dermatologist, who was the one who diagnosed me, dear friend over there in Cheshire, Connecticut, hey, she reminded me that I did this to myself. She reminded me that in all my pushing and my pulling and my stressing and my straining, that I did this to myself. I was pushing myself so hard just to achieve in my business. And I wasn't taking care of me. And you know how we talked yesterday about how you can't pour from an empty cup, how you can't light the light of another if your light is dim? It was the same sort of thing. And I was being drained at work. And I was in the early stages of bringing Ladies Power Lunch together. And I was doing all these things. And I was burning myself out. I just had a baby. I decided that, you know what? I'm losing this baby weight in the next 5 minutes. I started training for the Hartford Marathon. Listen, guys, I could tell you stories. I could tell you stories about just all the ways that I was trying to push things into place and force it to make it work. And how many of you know about what that's like? If you know what it's like to hustle, type hustle in the chat, because this was my life. This was what I was all about. This was what I learned. And like I said, when you do team sports, you learn hustle. That's a word that you hear every day when you go to training, every day when you go to practice, every day when you're at a game, you learn hustle. And I brought that same mentality, that crush the competition mentality, to my business. And my business grew a little bit. Not tremendously, let me just tell you. It grew a little bit, but my body suffered as a result. So when we were about to embark upon this new vision of what we see for Ladies Power Lunch, this new idea of the hierarchy where we're all supporting each other, spirits really stepped in and said, hey, girl, hey, this is not necessarily the way that you want to go forward. You probably want to approach this whole idea of being a beacon in a totally different way. You want to bring, dear Davia, a different energy to this new vision of Ladies Power Lunch that you see. And I got downloaded a lot of information about just how we need to work together to grow our businesses, how I needed to work with others to grow my business. See, I had a little bit of post traumatic stress around collaborations, and I share a little bit about that in my book. And I've mentioned this book before. Many of you already have it, Grow Smarter: Collaboration Secrets to Transform Your Income and Impact. I mention about the fact that I had a bit of, post traumatic stress surrounding collaborations. But Spirit pointed out to me that, you know what? Some of those things that you think are collaborations, they aren't collaborations at all. Not at all. Because for a collaboration to be a collaboration, for us to be really in that hierarchy, for us to be working together, we need three things to be present. We need to be winning. Yes, we need to win. True story. Our end user needs to be winning as well, and our collaboration partner needs to be winning. And when all those three things are in place, then you have a true collaboration. And that, my dear, is what I wish for you. I want to invite Elizabeth to hop back on here for a second because I want her to. I could talk so much, about the 5 pillars of Grow Smarter. You want to be all in. You want to make sure that you ask Spirit for guidance. You want to make sure that you're aligned. You want to make sure that you have all the support that you need. You want to make sure that you have all those pillars in place. But me talking about it is really very boring, A, and B, it doesn't really get to the meat of what we're trying to achieve here. So I would like to invite Elizabeth to share with us a little bit about what her experience has been living the Grow Smarter principles. Welcome, Elizabeth. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for everything that you do for our authors and also for Ladies Power Lunch. So, my question for you, Elizabeth, is before you started living this Grow Smarter way, what was your life looking like?
Yeah. So when I look back to 5 years ago, right, when you talk about hustle, that was my life. That's how I built my coaching business. And it was a very masculine energy that I was bringing to the show. Right. So I would be doing these power hours where I would be reaching out to clients. I never knew where my next clients were going to be coming from, but I was very proactive in getting them. Right. So I did get clients now. I had all these spreadsheets of how I was going to get them, where they were coming from, like different sources. And so it was phone calls, it was sending emails, it was holding different conversations with people, following up again and again. And so it did work. I did get clients, but it was exhausting. It was really depleting. And it was also the same way. I also didn't work with anybody, right? Like I did my own thing. It was very isolating. And I didn't really trust other people to help me in any way. And I didn't share too much about, I tried to make it look really good, what was happening. I didn't show the behind the scenes of things. And it was in my business and it was also my personal life. It was like the same kind of thing where I had a really rough time at that time in my personal life. And I also wasn't letting anyone help, wasn't talking about it with very many people, and kind of putting up a wall to present that I had it all together. Here I am, a life coach. I should know what's going on, right? So that's kind of, it was hustle. It was exhausting. It was very depleting. mother of two kids. So that's kind of the scene. It was rough. It was hard.
I hear you. I see you, Elizabeth. And I just shared with everybody a little bit of my story and what I went through. So I totally get you. I remember the first time we sat down to have a conversation about, and it was a very informal conversation about the principles of Grow Smarter and how you can grow your business and you can live that life of ease and flow. And I remember we were talking, and I said to you, and we didn't even know each other like that at that time, right? And I said to you, "Oh, honey, no." I distinctly remember saying that to you, like, no, let's talk about a different way of doing things. One of the things that we talked about certainly was your human design and how fitting that into the way that you do your business would be probably giving you better results. But we also talked about collaboration and how applying those 5 principles of collaboration that we talk about in Grow Smarter, asking for guidance, because guidance is always there for us, making sure that our connections are aligned, making sure that we're all in, making sure that the people who are working together with us as our collaboration partners, that they're assigned to doing the thing that's in their brilliance and that we're assigned to do the thing that's in our brilliance too. And then stage 5 is making sure that nobody's feeling overworked and overwhelmed, and that we're taking advantage of the apps and the resources and the opportunities that we have for delegating. Remember?
Oh, yes.
Delegating. And that was,
So
I
hard.
think that was a game changer for you. But share with us, what was the number one principle of collaboration that kind of stuck with you and that kind of helped to ease your transition into your next phase?
Right. Well, I think for me, it was asking. I mean, I think tuning into what I needed from the universe, and also being willing to ask other people and partner with them. This was a big leap for me to actually see what I could, how I could partner with people. I was very much raised in the, you figure out how to do stuff, you do it yourself. You don't ask other people for help. You certainly don't pay other people for help if you can figure out a way, right? And that whole way of being was just so depleting. And once I started, and it took some time to get used to this, right? It wasn't like overnight I just decided, right? I had to play with this idea so I could develop trust with people. But as I was able to do that, okay, can I let somebody make a book cover for me, right? Can I let someone come in and help me with editing a book? Can I partner with people to share their stories rather than me sharing all the stories, right? How can we create this together? And even showing up to conversations, I used to show up to conversations going, I know exactly what I want out of this conversation. This is how it's going to go. Like I had it all played out, like it was a play, right? And now showing up to conversations, I go, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't actually know what the end result will be. I don't know what I could create with this person. And being curious about that is such a different way to do life. And it's helped my life, and it's helped my business tremendously, because sometimes I'm talking with someone and yeah, they do become a client. Sometimes I'm talking to someone and they know something that I don't know, that they can come help me grow my business in a tremendous way that I wouldn't have envisioned. Right. And I don't know. I know it's divine. I know people get sent to me and I connect, that I'm in service of them and they're in service of me. And we get to create this cool stuff that we have no idea where it will go. So it's a very different way to live this aligned way of living. I'm so
I
grateful.
love that. I
Yeah.
love that. And I'm really glad that you're sharing this like first-hand account, because I can come in here and I can say just about anything, but you've been living this grow smarter lifestyle for a while now. And I remember, can I share a little bit of your behind the scenes, Elizabeth? I remember you posted in the Ladies Power Lunch group about like your income goals and how you were meeting them and how you were seeing like a different lifestyle evolving as a result of just living this life of ease and flow, as opposed to that life of stress and strain and push and hustle. I like what you brought up too about inviting others to be a part of the projects that you're working on. I think a lot of us as entrepreneurs, because necessity is the mother of invention, and because we are all so resourceful, we do a lot of things in our businesses. I mean, I can tell you, back in hustle days, I would spend a weekend learning how to code, on making a website, and then I'd make a website. I spend a weekend learning how to do something, and then I do it myself. And I spent a lot of time. I was talking to Ashley the other day and I said these words to her. I spent a lot of time cobbling things together. And I didn't even realize I was saying those words to her. And she said the words back to me and she said, cobbling things together. Is that really a grow smarter way to do
Mm.
things? And it was when I realized that coupling things together, while resourcefulness has its place, it's not the best way to approach growing your business in a long term way. And so when we were launching our baby book, Grow Smarter Collaboration Secrets to Transform Your Income and Impact, we decided, you know what? We're going to walk our talk on this one. We are going to incorporate the principles of Grow Smarter in the launch of this book. And so we brought in Drew and he helped us with our social media advertising and all of that fun things. We brought in Barb and she set up all our graphics and all our social posts, and she created this beautiful book cover. If any of you saw the placeholder cover that I had made and used it as a placeholder on Amazon, you'll see that that pales in comparison. As a matter of fact, we've discarded it. We've buried it. We don't want anybody to ever see it ever again. We brought in Elizabeth to be our publisher. Audra was our editor. We had so much support. I remember one of my mentors back in the day said to me, "You want to have so much support that it's an embarrassing amount of support. And then when you feel that way, you need to get some more support." As many people as we could pull into this project, we did. And what that meant is that everybody got an opportunity to shine on the project. But it also meant that the project showed up in such a professional way because everybody in that hierarchy was brilliant at what they did. It was amazing. So we just have a couple of minutes left on this. Can you tell us, just give us a snapshot of what life is like for you right now that you're living Grow Smarter principles?
Yeah, so I want to share from personal life and also business. It's all the same, right? So in personal life, when I look back 5 years ago, 2 years ago, moved out of my old house. I did it alone. Me and my children carried our stuff by ourselves because I couldn't ask anybody for help, right? That's where I was. And now I had friends helping. It was easy. Like it was when I moved to Farmington just like a couple weeks ago, completely different experience because I knew how to help and I knew that they wanted to help. In my business life, I never have to think about when clients are coming to me. I don't even think about it. They come to me with ease. And I've had multiple months that are $10,000, $12,000 revenue months, which was my dream on my vision board for years and years and years. And
You need a new vision board now.
I need a new vision board, honey. But it's such a shift, and I'm open to all of it coming that I can't, because I'd never imagined I'd be a publisher. But that's what the universe has asked me to do when I started paying attention. So I think that shift, when we start paying attention and go, okay, what are people asking for? It's a different way of living. It's completely just awesome. I'm so grateful for you, Dr. Davia, for helping me sort this all
Awesome.
out.
Thank you, Elizabeth, for sharing that. And
Yeah.
this is just a snippet of some of the really wonderful members of Ladies Power Lunch who've invited us to step in, take a look at their business, and see how we can support them with Grow Smarter principles. Zeph, where are you? Are you anywhere around?
Still dawning on my smiley faces rings. Anyways, I just wanted to let everybody know, and especially Elizabeth and you, Davia, this morning. Thank you so much for kicking off day 2, everybody. Day two, like 2 smiley faces. Day 2, and I put up right there at the bottom of the screen. The next up session is, I think, a networking session, and you can access that from the info. Click the button, and you'll get into the room. But I also want to share the information about, the booth. Make sure you go and check out everyone's booth, and definitely play to win at the vendor shows live booth. And if you don't know what that is, during the lunch break or any kind of break, you can also scoot over there. All right, everybody, thank you so much. I think this has been such a great session, and we want to say thank you, everybody. See you throughout the day. Bye.